You've won the award, the honor several times before, Cam, but after a comeback like that and after the way you and this football team played in the fourth quarter, getting the NFC Offensive Player of the Week honor, did that have a little bit of an extra special feel to it?
I mean, it's a great accolade, but, I'm not necessarily, feeling any more prouder of the individual accolade, more or less, than the team success of a win. We fought back, we won, but it's time to move forward now. We're getting ready for a good Ravens defense that, is number one in the league, and we got our hands full.
What's challenging about this defense?
Those guys move around. They, possess a lot of different, problems for offenses. They disguise so much. They got guys that play fast, and they understand what they're doing. And when you got just as much veteran leadership as they have on that team, as guys that they know exactly what they want to do and how to attack the offense, that's an added advantage.
A lot was made about the comeback that you guys engineered in the fourth quarter. You did that at Auburn a few times too, and in the Alabama game especially, 24-0 down. Anything in that game or the ability to come back in that game kind of shape your confidence or for what you do today in the game?
No, not really. Every game is a different game. Every day is pretty much a different day. It's just very, very important that you keep a short mental, so to speak, because if you don't, a lot of people kind of look at distractions as negative, and when you have negative distractions, those are really easy ways to kind of focus back and get on track. The biggest distractions I think for us in this team is the success. Coming back from a game like that and getting prepared for a team that's coming in town this weekend. So I think that's something that we have to keep in mind and we have to monitor throughout this week is, even though we did, get a added notch in a winner's bracket, we still have to keep moving forward and putting back-to-back games together. I think the frustrating thing for us is, everybody sees what we're capable of in that one quarter, but it's easy for a person from the outside looking in and say why you can't put it together for fourth quarters and trust and believe that we're trying each and every day to make sure that we're putting ourselves in the position that come the fourth quarter we won't be in such a desperation mode, and I think this game fits a perfect way for us to get started.
To your earlier point, kind of Michael Jordan attitude, I want the ball when the game's on the line. Has that always been in your DNA, when did that become part of your
I work too hard to be modest, man. I work too hard. I expect too much of myself for me to just sit back behind and let somebody else leave it to chance for somebody else. I take myself to a mental state. I take my mind to a mental state. I take my body to a mental state that come any given point of the game, I'm willing and prepared to do whatever is asked of me.
Yeah, to your earlier point, last week you were up here, you were saying nobody's panicking, everything's fine, we're good. How do you, coming off a win like that, keep everything level?
We just have to stay focused. You got to keep our eyes, lasered in to what the common goal is, and that's to win football games. And I can't stress it enough. We have a lot of talented guys in that locker room that knows exactly what they're supposed to do and what we're capable of, but at the end of the day, nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? I know Ravens are coming in. They don't care about what happened last week. If anything, they're coming over the extra chip on their shoulder because of how they lost, and we're ready. So we're going to need a lot of help from our fans, as we always do get. Bank of America will be exciting. We haven't been back in 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm excited to play in front of our home crowd.
You have long talked about how you're not about the individual accolades. The fourth quarter comeback stat, though, is that one that you do kind of take pride in because it embodies your sort of competitive spirit?
No, the only reason I don't necessarily think that I'm more proudful of that award. The thing that I'm most proud about is just channeling inner energy with telling yourself if you're ever put back in that situation. And I've been coming to grips with myself, knowing that the weeks before when we played, when we were in that same position and the outcome wasn't what it was, and I came to grips with it myself and told myself, listen, if that comes down, and that won't be the first or the last time that it'll happen during the season, I am willing to do any and everything to get a win for this football team if the ball is in my hand. And I just know when it comes to certain quarterbacks in this league, that's the difference. Being able to capitalize when defenses makes mistakes, or even when they don't make mistakes, you still have to find ways to score and uphold your end of the bargain, and that's all I'm trying to do. I have a lot of trust in a lot of guys on this team, and I know a lot of guys have a lot of trust in me. So, I'm not trying to let those guys down.
Torrey said on Monday that he thought one of the more underrated aspects of that comeback was the way the offensive line had played. What did you see from them in the fourth quarter there, and how does it give you sort of confidence going into this?
Man, listen, those guys are playing some really great football. I don't know if I've ever seen, ever since I've been here, a unit, with so less, connective. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but they ain't been together for a long time. It wasn't like, they were together at OTAs, they was together in training camp. They get the bond and they get to do this, and I'm still learning on the fly, let alone those guys figuring it out. But they're coached by an extremely good coach, and Coach Masco, and and he's had those guys ready to go. So from CC to Trey to Khalil to Gru to who am I? Sweat Pack. I mean, those guys, man, they playing some good football, and they ain't complaining.
Yeah, there's some talk about you guys not going vertical last week, a lot of the season. But are you liking playing in this offense where it's a lot of intermediate routes? Seems like you're throwing some screen passes and your completions percentage has gone way up. I mean, you liking this style?
I don't like to talk philosophical things with people that are ignorant to understanding what football is really about. Because when you don't move the ball, they say you're not moving the ball. When you are moving the ball, they're saying, well, why are you not taking shots downfield? When you take too many shots downfield and it's not there, you start forcing the ball. Why you can't protect the ball? So our thing is, we kind of turn our ear to, mute and really focus on what the defense is giving us, and that's pretty much it. When we have opportunities to take shots downfield, trust and believe. Nobody loves touchdowns more than I do, and if it's there, I'm going to take it, and if not, then you just live to fight another day. I think last week's game is a perfect kind of highlight to protecting the football and just staying the course.
You get a lot of compliments in different ways. In Baltimore, one of the players today referred to you as a fast dinosaur.
I've heard that before. No, for real. A coach in college, that was my nickname, Trooper Taylor. I think he's at Arkansas State. Shout out to Coach Troop. He used to call me the dinosaur. And I always would ask him why he called me the dinosaur. And he said, your talent is extinct. They don't make them like you no more. And I would always laugh. But, as you look around this league, and I, kind of warned a lot of people prior to, but, it's not cocky, it's not confidence, it's just self-belief in yourself, knowing that, the talents that you possess, a lot of people can't say that they have. And, a lot of people try to point to it as a negative and a flaw, but, it's my biggest star.
And we've heard.
So obviously you'll be focusing on the Ravens defense this week, but they do have a guy on the offense in rookie quarterback Lamar Jackson,
right,
who, people were drawing some parallels between you and him when he was coming into the draft, and he even said at the combine he wants to be like a Brady and you, like a hybrid of you guys. Do you have any thoughts on how he's been doing?
Well, first off, two completely different players. And I say that with all respect to him. He got a little bit more life in his legs than I do, a little bit more wiggle. And I'll be trying to take some notes out of his book, you know what I'm saying? But just anybody, not just him, a lot of other quarterbacks in this league. But very, very, very exceptional talent. Lamar is. I've been watching him for a long time. You know, I think it was his freshman year when he played Auburn. That's when I first started watching him, and was excited that he got picked up when he did. And with him scoring his first touchdown, I mean, I don't have to get prepared for him, but you know, just as he keeps growing in this league, I know his confidence will rise, and hopefully one day he'll have the reins to be a starter.
Kind of a weird question, but we have heard a couple of tidbits from you the last couple of weeks about focusing energy into the earth and focusing energy into certain things. I think you said something about a health prayer.
Body prayer.
Body prayer, yeah. I'm just wondering if you can expand on that a little bit.
Well, for me, I'm big on energy. I'm big on, you know, let's say reap what you sow, and this goes into a whole nother different, you know, world. But you know, I'm big on putting positive energy in the world. That, you know, what you want, there's power in the tongue. My mom used to always speak it, you know. And you know, did you know, interesting fact, the tongue is the strongest muscle in your body? It is. Look it up. Ask Siri. But you know, as you talketh, as you speaketh, you know, that's pretty much what you're calling yourself, and what you're kind of labeling your situation to be. And that's what I pretty much do, you know, throughout, good, bad, or indifferent. You know, this year I've kind of studied so much of football to be so much of a mental sport. It is just like any other thing, and you don't help yourself when you're in a kind of negative, angry, pessimistic, you know, airspace. You know, when you're clear-minded and you're open and full of exuberance and joy, that's when great things tend to happen. And anything that can put you in there, being around people that can bring that out of you, that's what I'm all for, and that's what I've been on for a couple of years, and especially this year.
And have you had a chance to watch Tua Tagovailoa at all this year, and kind of what's your impression on him, if you have?
I forgot the team he played for, but yeah, I've been paying attention to him. He's a good player. I'm rooting for him and a lot of other quarterbacks, all until they play one team. But he's very fun to watch.
Sorry, what's a body prayer?
Body prayer. Well, it's pretty much when I do it pretty much only on game days, when you go down every single ligament and you touch it and you pray for it. And it typically takes minutes, hours, or whatever, but it's a form of meditation. I've been doing it, I think I started when I was in junior college. And you know, that's me at peace with you know, asking God what I want from that day. And it doesn't get much clear from whatever it is that I particularly may want. Sometimes I may forget certain things. I know growing up in Atlanta, you know, we always tease when I'm back home and we have, you know, a family dinner. My grandmother used to always have us all around the dinner table on Sundays, and everybody pray. Everybody pray. When I say everybody, we can have as many people in this doggone media room right now. We all gonna pray. And then if it's not up to her standards, we gonna pray again. And, you know, I kind of always had that spirit in my mind to, you know, when things aren't going my way, you know, always, you know, ask God for protection, health, strength, or whatever, and discernment. And that's pretty much what I do. I go down from wrist, ankle, knee, neck. Lord knows I've been praying for my arm, head, toes, calf, hips, backbone, spleen, earlobe, all that.
Okay, I'm sorry, just to go back to what you said earlier about the offensive line, is Sweat Pack for Taylor? Could you explain that nickname? And also, how have you seen him grow since he first got here last year, and especially with more playing time this year?
First time I met Sweat Pack, he was he's in the meeting room, and obviously if we all know who Taylor Moton is, he has a bald head. Everybody, you know, was in the meeting room, and he was just sweating bad, like dripping sweat. So I let him go that day, and the next day I came in, he's still sweating. I said, boy, you sweat pack. Golly, boy, you sweating a lot, and then it just stuck. And I always tease him with his, how he talks, but, that's neither here nor there. But he's been playing extremely well. He stepped into a role that was a question mark, and now, it's an exclamation point of the impact that he's been making. And, I don't know if he's playing within himself, but he's playing with a lot of confidence that a lot of people is relying on him and knowing that no matchup is in favor of the opposing team. He's going to do his job. He's very coachable. He listens and take heed to what he's supposed to do. And if he doesn't know, he's going to ask. And that's what I don't have a problem with him. I always ask. I tease him a lot, but he knows me enough by now that I want just as much success as he wants for himself as I want for him as well.
What's the biggest concern with this Ravens defense?
Biggest concern is just controlling the blitz. They have a lot of different type of disguises that they can show and that they've been presenting to different offenses. And if we don't stay on top of that on our hots and sites, then we gotta do that. They have a lot of veteran leadership on their team, like I say, and that gets them. There's no surprise what their defensive rank is, and a lot of it is psychological, but very physical, stern, stingy defense that we got to be prepared to not only run the football but pass the football and be able to execute.
We asked you this on Sunday, but down 3 touchdowns, did you say anything before going out there? One of those series or several of them? I mean, was it just sort of clear?
Yeah. Listen here, explicits. We got to score. And a lot of more explicits coming from a lot of other people in that hub. But it's no need to panic, man. We're professionals, and you guys are professionals just like you got to report a story. We're professional athletes, and we got to win football games. And we understand that. We know that. We got to uphold our end of the bargain, and that's what we got to do. And it starts with us on offense, and it starts with the defense when they're on the field, and special teams is no different. And we'll be prepared to do that on Sunday.
Engineered a special team, a drive, the game winner.
Say it one more time.
Have you ever engineered a game-winning drive, high school, middle school, whenever? Do you remember the first time, what it was like?
Hell, I don't know. What's considered a game-winning drive when you come out on top? Right.
What quarter game winner then?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Hopefully, let's just say that ain't my last one. How about that?
Cam, real quick, fun one for you, fun one. I know, I gotta ask, and just give me a second here. Nick Costier, a weatherman of ours, emulates a lot of your outfits. Have you seen him?
I can do that one. Yeah. Yeah.
Have you seen this guy?
The Drip Chronicles guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, spoiler alert here, we're gonna have some fun with this on the field for our pregame show on Fox, and
Okay.
all dress up as some of your favorite outfits. Have you seen him? What are some of your reactions when you see him? And you want to come on and hang out with us?
Do I want to come out and hang? No, because you guys aren't cool. Now I will go hang out with him. You know what I'm saying? But no, on a serious note, it's been something that I'm kind of looking forward to. I've been looking forward to. He's gonna have his hands full with this week, but we may try to collab and do something. You know what I'm saying? Tell him to keep his DMs open. You know what I mean? So it's been fun. Last week he had a special guest for TD too. I saw that, and I'm all for it, man. Whether it's some type of fun or whatever, somebody throwing shade or whatever. If it's about me, I bring the good out of it, and it's been something that's very delightful for me to see, and I commend him for doing it.
Collaborate, we will.
Yeah, right.